Hi makers, it's time to review your product listings. So there is some information that is required before you can enable or approve your products. So I'm going to walk you through how you can do that. So when you're in your Madeit dashboard, you can see products across the top and then you can just select My Products. So your information should have been migrated across, but it will need to be reviewed to ensure that it's obviously still um, a current listing because it may have sold in the old platform. You may need to update some images, update descriptions, and there's a few other pieces that are required with the new platform. So I'll walk you through what we need to do. So when you click on products, you'll see the list of all of your products. Majority will likely be sitting there with a status called awaiting approval. So what you can do here is the listing that you want to have a look at and edit, go across to the right hand side, you've got the three dots. So if you click on that, one of the options there is to edit. So let's select edit. Now what will happen in here is you've got choose your product. So it's come across as a normal product, the product name. So this is your description. This is what shows up for the customer to see and is searchable. So be sure that your product name includes as much information as possible without being too much information. So product name. Now, one of the things you will have to select here is a main product category. So what you can do in here is if you know that your item is a cushion, you can just start typing cushion and you can see what pops up into here. This one's definitely not a kids decor. It's going to be a home and lifestyle decor cushion. If your product is a hat, then you can start typing in hat and find the one that's the most appropriate for that particular product. Okay. If you type something and you're not exactly sure where it might fit, you can always just have a scour through, like maybe just type some different options into here to see what is the best category for you. And remember, what you're choosing is what the customer is going to be looking when they're filtering for the products that they're searching for. So let's just choose the decor one. Now, the other option in here too, of course, with the main product category is you can just leave that open and you will get this whole list of all of the products and it will all show, oh, sorry, all of the categories. So you'll have the main product category. So you've got accessories and clothing and then the accessories and then the subcategory off of that. So if you're not sure, you can always just have a really big search through that as well. But that can be quite overwhelming. Let's just go with our cushion. Okay, now the description, this will have come across from your the old Madeit platform, but what you can do in here is always really good to review it, and we can offer, just this is a quite a simple template, and we'll include that in the instructions for you. Now, a little tip here as well is you can see if you want to make this bigger because it's not very big to be able to see everything. What you can do in this little right hand side, you can see when I go across on the corner of that panel, a little arrow pops up. So you can click on that and you can actually drag that out. So then you can actually see that whole panel a whole lot easier. So I'll include the product description in the help documents for you. So adjust your product description. Make sure you're including really important things, like the materials, what it includes, the sizes, colors, all of that stuff, the benefits, delivery times. Okay. Then you want to select your shipping details. So you should have already done this as part of your steps to going live. So you need to have shipping details added into the system before you come into amending your products. And this is where you'll have your defaults that you've selected or your enabled shipping details. So you can select whichever applies to this particular product. I'm just going to leave the free shipping ticked. Then you're going to have your delivery details. So you've got delivery day. You can use the drop down box here. So you've either got ready to ship now, it's a made to order item in 1 to 3 days, it's made to order in 4 to 8 days, or an other. Now, when you select other, there's another field that pops up there for you. So you can actually give the buyer some more information about what is the other. Okay, we're going to choose ready to ship now. Okay, now it's come across with one variant. We'll have a look at that in just a minute. One tip that we just want to give you is that you've made some changes here already. What you need to do to be sure those changes are not lost if you navigate within the system is just make sure that you're selecting save changes as you go. And what happens is it doesn't take you away from this page, it just saves those changes for you. And you can see up in the right, it's got product update successful. Okay. Now, what we do want to do next is have a look at our images. So there may have only been one that has migrated across and you want to add some more. So it's really simple here. You can just hit add images, and what will happen is your little box will pop up here that you can either drop images here to upload. So click on that box and that will open up your files in your computer system, and you can navigate from there to wherever your product photos are. I'm going to add the blue one. Okay, so you can pop it into here, and then all you need to do from there is select save, and it's doing its little thing. Success, images up added successfully, and then you can see in this right hand panel that we now have the two different images in the system. Okay. Now, next, what you need to do is that you need to obviously tell the system if there's variance. So we might have two different colors. We've got a pink and we've got a blue. So down in the variant section here, you can see at the moment we've just got pink, and there's a little option here where it says images. So what we can actually do is set it in the system. So when the customer selects a color, that image actually shows. So it represents the color that they're actually, looking to choose to purchase. So what you can do here is you can add a variant. So we want to add a blue one. So let's select add variant. Now it pops up with this box in here. Now the color that we want to add is we want to add a blue. Is the price the same? It's going to carry across the main price that you've got. We're going to leave the price exactly the same. Track this product's inventory. We'd recommend that if you say don't track, it turns off the ability to actually add the inventory amount that you have. So let's have track this product's inventory, and I'm going to have 1. There is an option here where you can actually allow customers to purchase this product when it's out of stock. So that could be helpful for some of you. So you can always tick that box. It does require shipping. Don't worry about the dimensions because we're not looking at weight options for shipping. You're looking more at the order total. Okay. And then I would select save changes. Then what we're going to do, so now you can see here we've got two variants. We've got a pink and we've got a blue, and you can actually add an image to those two variant colors. You've already got those images loaded on the previous page. So we're currently in the blue one, so let's select add image. So what will happen is it will pop up with all of the images you've added on the main page. So let's select the blue one, and you can see it gets a little gold border around it. You can select save, and what will happen is there's your blue one. So when the customer selects blue, that's the one that will pop up. So let's now have a look at the pink one. So all you need to do is select pink. Everything else is there as it should be, $25. There's one available, but we want to now add an image. So select add image, and we want to select the pink one. Again, you've got the little gold border, select save. Okay, so you've successfully added some images to the variant color. Or the variant, depending on what your variants are. They could be colors, they could be sizes, and this is also where you can add your inventory for each variant. Okay, Now what happens is in here again, when you hit save, it doesn't navigate you away from that page. So how you get back to your product is just this up above where the last variant name is. There's a little back button here. So back to product example, or it's going to say back to the name of your product. So you can click on that and it will take you back to your main page. Now, if you just scroll down a little bit again, now what you'll see in your variant details panel is your two different variant colors, or your two different variants, depending on what your variants are. And it's going to show the images that are associated with those variants. And it's going to give you your quantities. Okay. Now, the next thing that we can do is refine your product listing. So this is where you can actually, and this filter is going to actually be dependent on the main product category that you choose. Okay, so different categories are going to have different filter options. So when you click on that, what we want to do here, and you can choose multiple. So we want to choose a pink and we want to choose a blue. So you can see when you select both of those, they pop up down here and then you can just click around and then of course select Save Changes. And pretty much that's now your product is ready to be approved for sale. You've got a name, you've got your category, you've updated your description, you've selected how it's going to be shipped, you've selected the delivery details for it, you've added your variants with some images, you've given it some filtering, searching for the coloring, and you've added some images. Now, of course, you can actually have up to 10 images. So the more the better, but for the case of this example, we're just going to stick with those two. But of course, to add more, just select Add Images and add your images into there. There is a video on how to embed your a YouTube clip in here, so you can actually embed that into your product description, but that's for another day. Let's just keep it simple today. Now, and we'll also touch on this another time as well. We just want to make sure that those main basics for you are done. So let's hit Save Changes. Now again, when you select Save Changes, it doesn't navigate away from that page for you. It'll tell you it's been updated. That's good. All you need to do now is either go back to the products up the top here, so like it navigates back to the main page that you're on, or you can always just go and use the top section and select My Products. So this is our product example that we've used. Now, if we want to get this approved in the system, all you need to do is either select Enable here, and are you about to enable product? Do you want to proceed? Let's enable. Now, if that option in here isn't available, because it's the first time potentially, what you can do is in the left-hand side, select the tick box, and there's a bulk action section just up here. So kind of in the top rightish, it's got select options as a drop down. So you can select multiple products and then you can select enable selected. So, and that will, all products are already enabled. That's fine because I had already enabled it. But that's pretty much it. So it is quite simple to get in there and just make some adjustments to your listings. You've obviously got some time. Sometimes the changes won't happen straight away, so don't fuss too much about that. Be patient with the system, particularly if it is the first time you're enabling or getting your products approved. This is the chance now that you've actually got to um, update your images, update your product descriptions, play with your shipping configurations. And then what you can also do then too is to be able to view your product in your store, so you can actually see what the customer's going to see. So you can do it from this menu again. So you've got one of the options from your three little dots is View in Store. So if you click on that, that will take you through to how the customer's going to see this product on on the main part of, the Madeit platform. So you've got the couple of different images, and this is where they can choose their variants. So these are the variants we had in the back end. We've got pink and blue. So if you select blue, then it changes the image to the blue image too. Now, the other good thing again is that there's this quick little zoom, so people can zoom over and see the details really, really easily. They can see the price, and if the price varies um, with the different variants, it's going to obviously display that differently here. They can choose here if it's delivery or store pickup, which is again in the back end. They can add a comment to the order. This is going to give them all the information about the product. They can add to cart, buy it now. Add to cart's great. That's, they get to shop around a little bit more. It's also got you may also like. So there's obviously some other products, and it's also going to give them recently viewed. So that's kind of how it looks on the front end. So it's always good to check that so you can see how your product images look, how your description reads. Think of it from a customer standpoint. So hopefully that was helpful.